Do you have any confidence that Pete Hegseth will be as principled as Mark Esper was?
Pete Hegseth's a joke. He's a joke. Everybody knows it. So in over his head. What an embarrassment. That's just guy's weakness masquerading as strength. I don't even know he masquerades as strength. I mean, it's a serious moment. I mean, this Human guy, these guys, it's the band of misfits.
Yeah.
It really is. This is serious. The people's lives are at stake. The reputation of this country is at stake. Great American cities and states. It's not just, this is a preview for things to come. This isn't about LA per se. It's about us today. It's about you, everyone watching tomorrow. I promise you. I mean, this guy's unhinged. Donald Trump is unhinged right now. And this is just another proof point of that.
My name is Jonathan Chang. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. Served aboard Camp Pendleton from 2015 to 2018 with the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force. And this new statement by the president to first send 2,000 National Guard troops to Los Angeles when the governor and the mayor haven't even requested it, in addition to threatening to use active duty Marines on U.S. citizens, is abhorrent. This goes against the Posse Comitatus Act. This goes against everything that we stand for as a country. I am pissed. I'm here in the rain outside the White House. I didn't expect to be here. I didn't want to come to the White House. After what I saw in the news last night, I had to yell and scream and let it all out. Meanwhile, everybody here is going on about their lives like nothing's going on. We need to wake up.
To what extent do you think it was a coincidence that in the aftermath of a week that was just rife with bad news for Trump as it relates to his relationship with Elon, his falling out with Elon, the budget bill obviously being on thin ice, that suddenly he finds a blue state that is just an easy punching bag for him. It's the state of California, and now we have federal troops
100%.
here.
It's all about news cycles. 24/7. It's about weekly news, whatever he can to distract, to continue. I mean, disastrous economic policies, calamitous economic policies potentially. I mean, even his biggest sycophant in the country, Elon Musk, said likelihood of a recession in the second half of the year. Massive debt and deficits. The absurdity of his claim that the economy is doing well. He's wrecking the economy. He's destroyed allies around the world. These great 90 deals in 90 days. Nothing. Nothing about this president and this presidency is working. The Ukraine war, it's getting worse, not better. I mean, it's the theater of the absurd. And so, of course, he comes in. But this is different because this puts American lives at risk, puts the lives of American citizens at risk, and puts the lives of law enforcement at risk. And he's knowingly flaming these fires. He's lit the match, and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's created this spectacle.
LAPD was not given advance notice that the federal operations would occur in that area. As a result, we were not pre-positioned to respond immediately to unrest related to those actions. Once the call for assistance came in, LAPD responded within 38 minutes. And that sounds like a long time, but I'll tell you why that is. The response was impacted by traffic, crowd density in the area with unrest occurring, hazardous conditions caused by tear gas that was previously deployed by federal agents at the...
Yesterday we learned that Donald Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, a retired four-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a military who will be loyal to him personally, one that will obey his orders even when he tells them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use the United States military to go after American citizens. And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within. Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify, in his mind, as the enemy within, like judges, like journalists, like nonpartisan election officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of Americans. All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is. This is a window into who Donald Trump really is, from the people who know him best, from the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one and vowed to use the military as his personal militia to carry out his personal and political vendettas. Donald Trump is increasingly unhinged and unstable. And in a second term, people like John Kelly would not be there to be the guardrails against his propensities and his actions. Those who once tried to stop him from pursuing his worst impulses would no longer be there, and no longer be there to rein him in. So the bottom line is this. We know what Donald Trump wants. He wants unchecked power. The question in 13 days will be, what do the American people want? Thank you.
So they told you we were getting invaded, right? They told you we were under attack and that our country was getting taken over. Follow me here. They told you that it was the immigrants sending their worst, their crime lords, their gang members, their drug dealers, their rapists. They told you all of this stuff. And as much as we tried to tell you that is simply not the case, this is simply an over-exaggeration, this is fear-mongering, this is race baiting, look at the data, look at the statistics, compare and contrast. No, it was easier to follow the fear-mongering, the race baiting. It was easier to take the bait and to hate. And how did they prove their point? By making sure they were crashing elementary school graduations to get parents, by making sure they were interrupting the immigration process at the immigration offices to collect the people trying to do it the right way, to make sure they were busting into kitchens and workplaces and Home Depots so they could scoop you up right before you were really knee-deep in some work. You realize there's a reason they have to cover their face, and you realize there's a reason cities are getting torn apart as we speak. Because if they were actually doing this the right way, regardless of whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, they would be getting celebrated. These ICE agents would be getting treated like superheroes if they were actually busting up crime rings and getting away criminals and getting away rapists and getting away gang members and saving and cleaning up our streets. They would be getting celebrated. Instead, they're doing some of the most unethical, brutal, and inhumane operations and tactics. And it's sickening. Shame on you.